human creatures. We are at the 2015 Cape Comic Con. And look who I have here, Jamie from Gila Comics.
Hello.
He is responsible for the Misty Brew comic book this year. So Jamie, can you tell me a little bit about this comic book?
Well, it's printed on paper. Yeah, we had a lot of fun putting this together. You know, it was great interacting with you guys and figuring out the story firsthand and making it a real thing.
Thank you so much. You did a fabulous job. Thank you. Love, love.
The biggest premiere in Hollywood history for Warner Brothers' A Star is Born brings out hundreds of film notables, including Danny Thomas and his wife. Movie columnist Hedda Hopper doesn't want to miss this story. And Georgie Jessel, the Toastmaster General, is also attending with the Gary Coopers. Another famous columnist, Luella Parsons, accompanied by Jimmy McHugh. And here's Lucille Ball and Daisy Arnaz. The famous pianist Liberace attends the Technicolor CinemaScope premiere with his mother. The old master Clark Gable is on hand for the big occasion, too. And so is Jack Carson, who's featured in the picture. Harry Warner, president of Warner Brothers, attends with Mrs. Warner. And here's the star of A Star is Born, Judy Garland. Judy's husband, producer Sidney Luft, and Jack L. Warner, Warner Brothers production chief, accompany the star. Afterwards, there's a nightclub party where Judy gets Hollywood's cheers for a star performance in a big picture, A Star is Born.
Today's Way Back Wednesday, we're looking at the best superheroes of all time according to the website ranker.com.
And here's the top picks. Batman is at the top of the list. The Caped Crusader has been a comic book staple since 1939. The hero inspired a TV series and several movies throughout the years. Same can be said for number 2, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Superman, and the Incredible Hulk round out the top 5. And speaking of comic book heroes, fans of the genre can head to Cape Girardeau this weekend. The 10th annual Cape Comic Con kicks off Friday night at the Osage Center.
Activities are planned Saturday and Sunday as well. I talked to the organizer, Ken Murphy, about the event, which features a little bit of something for everyone.
Probably the biggest thing we're doing this year and what we're most excited about is that Marvel Comics will be with us this year. They're sending one of their exclusive artists, Greg Land, and he's done an exclusive comic book for this year's event, along with John Wesley Shipp, who is the original Flash from television's 1990 series on CBS, and in the new current CW series, he plays the father, Henry Allen, as well. Local talents, professional writers and artists from around the industry will be here as well.
Former TV host Misty Brew will be one of the featured speakers. There's special artwork dedicated to her this year. It'll be right side up, though. Passes for the event are $5 for Friday and Sunday and $10 for Saturday, or you can get a weekend pass for all 3 days for $15. Professional wrestler Beautiful Bobby Eaton will be on hand Saturday and Sunday. You can get tickets online at cape-con.com.
You're looking at a monster coach, a way-out Munster-style mode of conveyance that outrivals anything ever seen on 4 wheels. It's waiting at New York's Kennedy Airport for special passengers. And here they are, Al Lewis and Fred Gwynne, better known as Grandpa and Herman Munster of America's most famous TV family. These two members of the gay and ghoulish clan are in the big city for personal appearances, promoting their new feature-length film, Munster Go Home. They also aid the Red Cross Summer Blood Donor Program. No doubt about it, New York is a summer Munsterville.
See the Munsters in their first full-length feature in Technicolor.
Oh, hi there. I'm Herman Munster. Allow me to present my wife, Louis, and Grandpa, my handsome son, Eddie, my niece, Marilyn, co-starring Terry Thomas and Hermione Gingo. We inherit $1 million estate and a mansion full of homicidal relatives.
Herman Munster in his Dracula challenged some of the world's fastest cars in history's weirdest race. See the Munsters in their first full-length feature in Technicolor. Munster Go Home.
See you at the movies.
Yeah, okay, that's all. You can Adrian. All right, there we go. Little Iron Man. There we go. Gotcha. A lot of people. Oh, wow. It's pretty good. Really, thanks.
Superman, and I can do anything.
We'd like you, if you would, to sort of join in and clap your hands, you know, and stamp your feet. Oh yeah, tell you something, I think you understand.
Like, wow, the Beatles, aren't they the swinging living end? You dig, chick?
I dig, Chuck.
That's one scene I gotta make.
Me too, Chuck.
Great, we'll make it together. Got the date?
March 14th and 15th.
Check, you got the date. I'll borrow wheels and we'll go, girl, go.
Crazy.
Let's give everybody this scam. For the first time, you'll see and hear the Beatles on closed-circuit big screen in a theater. Don't confuse this with home TV or anything you've heard or seen yet. This is the greatest. Don't miss it.
Champion, and here he comes, beautiful Bobby Eaton. And
get up here, get up here, get up here.
What you say that, Dave?
Jimmy Hart,
Hey, you might learn something.
accompanying beautiful Bobby Eaton out here.
Incredible Hulk. Go back to sleep, Larry. You were only dreaming.
Some people are obsessed with superheroes.
It's only Spider-Man.
For those people, Hardee's has 32-ounce Marvel Superhero Cups. Great with a super specialty sandwich and crispy curls.
She-Hulk. Larry, wake up.
Marvel Superhero Cups. Only at Hardee's.
Mr. Rock and Roll is here.
Yes, it's Mr. Rock and Roll himself, the one top man who could gather all these tremendous headliners together in one big jumping jamboree.
Maybe you'll be too late. Maybe I will not wait. There's not much you can win on that pathway to sin. Never forget, never regret this moment of love. I'm a very fortunate fella, and I'll tell you why. I got a girl who will love me till I die.
This Alan Freed character, as far as I can see, he's the proverbial Pied Piper who's just sort of cashing in on a few illicit adolescent emotions.
If I'm guilty of anything, I'm guilty of being present at the birth of rock and roll. A music which is the honest, spontaneous expression of today's youth.
And wait till you see how Mr. Rock and Roll shows the truth about the wonderful kids who fall in love to the greatest rock and roll entertainment ever.
Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty, Humpty Dumpty Hop. Humpty Dumpty.
Baby doll, when bells ring out the summer breeze, the rock can't wait to throw that rice. The next stop, paradise.
My fiend, Wade Moore, from Brainstorm Laboratory, has created my very own Misty Brew action figure. It comes with a bass and everything, because you know, I'm all about that bass, No treble, I'm all about the bass. Well, look, 2 Misty Brews. And guess who made this? It was Wade Moore with the Brainstorm Laboratories. What?
That's right. Thank you very much.
Sure. So it's Wade Moore, more or less. More, most likely.
Look at me. I'm more for sure.
Well, more for Misty Brew and the red blood cells. Okay. Well, can you please tell me about this wonderful replica of me, Misty Brew? Tell me more about it.
Well, I decided to surprise the con. Even Ken didn't know it was coming. So I decided to make a big size replica of Misty to go along with the 25 little statues that I made of her for the special 10th anniversary Cape Con. And there is something that I need to let you know, that this is going to be in the Hall of Fame representing you.
The Hall of Fame?
The Hall of Fame, the Horror Host Hall of Fame that you're being inducted into. We've decided that, talking it over with your crew, this is going to be representing you in the Hall of Fame.
I am weak. I am so weak. Misty is just about speechless. I just thank you so much. I feel like I give you hugs and bites and stuff. So, okay, well.
Thank you very much, and it's been an honor to do these for you.
Thank you from Cape Comic Con 2015. Woo!
It is generally agreed that the job of a movie star is to capture an audience. One day, not long ago, Jerry Lewis captured a whole city. He invaded it in, of all things, a pumpkin coach. This is the fast, funny, sometimes serious log of Jerry Lewis's personal invasion of Chicago. Jerry Lewis didn't actually capture Chicago. He simply overwhelmed it. And yet there was a pretty cool strategy to the whole affair. The plan. Jerry would act himself in a series of personal appearances. He would act the comic, the clown, the garrulous, the serious, the successful Jerry Lewis. Then he would wrap up the day with a climactic effort to make more Americans aware of a crippling disease. This was the real reason he had come to Chicago. And so the day went, an early morning press conference where the serious Jerry Lewis presides. He's here for the world premiere of his new film, Cinderfella. All proceeds will go to the Muscular Dystrophy Fund. That's right. Raising money to fight this disease has practically become a full-time occupation with him. He is national chairman for the 8th straight year. How about his career? Reporters find he takes pride in never having been associated with a movie that flopped. If it hasn't been too long since your fairy tale days, maybe you'll recall that Cinderella rode in a pumpkin coach. Well, Miss Cinderella rides on a float, but the magic wand is still very much in style as it prompts a bit of mugging on the part of Jerry. In an interview with local disc jockeys, Jerry discusses everything from picture promotion to popcorn. A scheduled short session turns into a 2-hour radiothon. Maybe it's because they got onto the subject of Jerry's personal campaign for muscular dystrophy. The day's first real opportunity to mix with the people he really enjoys, teenagers. Says Jerry, they're my audience. To them, a clown is a guy with guts. He breaks down the barriers of conformity that are already beginning to strangle them just a little bit. I'm a clown. He entertains this lively audience for a solid hour. He is a charter member of any youth group, anywhere. A glimpse of the real reason he brought himself and his new movie to Chicago. The first of several appearances intended to spotlight public attention on the disease that is a crippler of children, and on his picture's premiere to benefit this worthy cause. A businessman's luncheon is next. There is a serious talk on modern business techniques in the motion picture industry. The normal attendance of 20 has swelled to an audience of over 200, including members of the press. The serious discussion is followed by the humor that is never submerged for very long when Jerry is about. Does a top-flight movie star ever second-guess his choice of careers? You somehow get the impression that Jerry Lewis brought a boyhood dream into the offices of Chicago's White Sox. He signs a contract as a West Coast scout for the club. He clowns it up to the amusement of other members of the group. But you don't capture Chicago with a dream. A busy day draws near to its climax. The world premiere of Cinderella and the last big push for muscular dystrophy. The stars arrive. Jerry's co-star, a beautiful young lady named Anna Marie Alberghetti. Mrs. Lewis arrives with her husband. The crowd is its own reflection of a generous city's people responding to the twin billing of glittering entertainment and a cause of universal importance, muscular dystrophy. A final appearance on stage. Jerry's co-star joins him. A few laughs, one final appeal. The successful premiere is a crowning achievement for a worthy cause. A tired Jerry Lewis has indeed captured Chicago.
Welcome again, everyone. Welcome, Misty. And we've got a chance to ask questions as well, because I'm not standing here for more than a couple more minutes. Misty, welcome. Misty, can you tell us a little bit about, and please jump in as well, your history and your history on television, and all the years you spent as a hostess on television, and even what you have going on now. Please.
Thank you, thank you. Well, in the comic book, it has Misty reading her in her dungeon. Actually, let me back up just a little bit. Basically, when I first came to KBSI, in the setting for our show was Misty lounging on a antique couch. But Misty first comes out of the coffin, and then says, "Hello, I'm Misty Brew, and welcome to KBSI's Creature Feature." And then I would go on to host and say campy jokes and things like this. And then I would, in between the segments, I would just say the jokes, and we'd have skits, really fun skits. Lots of guests. Frankie, the Invisible Man, which you might not see him because he's invisible, but he's always lurking unless he wraps himself with the gauze. Then we had, oh gosh, Brian, how many different guests we have?
Lots of guys with the university, and we had some young people come on and always like to do makeup and things like that starting out. So we welcome those people to come in and do whatever type of guests they wanted to do, really.
Yeah, we had Jay and C from the rodeo, Saxon Rodeo.
Jay and Rodeo.
Rodeo. You remember? Recall?
That was a long time ago, but Misty's reign ran from the mid-'80s to the early '90s on KBSI, the local Fox channel here. Wasn't really Fox at that time, but she moved into it. Switched back and forth Friday night creature feature to a Saturday night creature feature many years. And we were lucky to grab her. She was flying in the area. I heard of the job opening. It was with all the horror hosts out there. I mean, from Mystery Science Theater to Elvira, it was a thing to do, and still is a thing to do. And she's kind of been resurrected. She got laid off from Fox in the early 90s. They had a program change and didn't really want to participate in horror hosting anymore. So Misty kind of took a vacation, and much needed, by the way.
Much needed.
A little bit of rest.
Tripping.
And it was many years, and a few local people, including Timex, was wondering where she went and what happened to her. And they found me and a few other people. And Frankie, actually we found Frankie, and he was missing Misty Brew. So he was all about waking her up, but we were kind of worried about waking her up and what would happen.
Been a lot of changes since the 80s.
Yes.
So.
And she was very stunned.
Very stunned, but very happy to be back.
And see Frankie.
So, but in the beginning, the lights were very low. If you will notice, if you go back to the vintage footage, the lights were very low. And I would speak very low as well. I am Misty Brew, another Bacanian Science creature. And I would speak like this. But then, as it caught on, if you will, because we did it and we did not know how it would be received. So we did it, and because it was well received, we bribed the lights. You know, it was crazy. So and then the more makeup and different things, and then there were, as far as script goes, we'd have posters, big poster cards, and we'd roll them. That's how I would read. If I could not, if I didn't come up with my own things, I would read, and then roll, and then roll. Sometimes I'd be like this, and like, okay, you need to roll it quicker, faster, lower, whatever. But that's how that was. Well, then eventually, a teleprompter. Yay! Time, we were big time then.
But yeah, she really started from sexy and dark and we moved to sexy and shtick.
Yeah.
We found that a lot more successful. So.
Yes, you know, and then we'd have set changes.
Yeah.
We tried to advance that. We had that pig head, and you remember the pig head on the set? Oh, yeah. The very back of me was a pig head. It was real. It was real.
Yes, it was.
So,
luckily the studio was very cool.
Yes.
We didn't have any much smells.
Well, what scared me and inspired me, if you will, was the monsters. The monsters and the other one, the Addams Family, Morticia. I think her influence on me was great, and it's scary. It was exciting.
And funny.
And funny. They were all funny, and that's what I like. They can be funny, silly stuff. You know, don't get too serious. The other thing that really was the Night of the Living Dead. That horror film is the classic. Still scares me. All those, you know, they're eating brains and they're eating like intestines and things. It's just gross. And I don't know. I get them. But so that's part of it. Plus, my mother, who is a witch, you know, she would tell me these ghost stories all the time. We would sit around in the evening and she'd tell the ghost stories, and that's part of who I am today. You know what? I think Jeepers Creepers, have you seen that?
Yes.
That got me. So that is kind of old, but I remember it like yesterday. Let me think.
Different Frankenstein's been in with I, Frankenstein, Frankie, we always tie him with that. And then was it Frankenstein's Army?
There was a lot of it. Frankenstein's Army, I, Frankenstein.
Just came out.
Van Helsing. I love the animation in the Van Helsing movie. That's older, but I do enjoy it. There are so many now. I am not much on the slasher movies all of the time. I like the ones with the storyline. So, I don't know.
Did you see Cabin in the Woods?
There's, you said Cabin in the Woods. There's a lot of Cabin in the Woods films, isn't there? Because I watched one and I thought that's not very good. Is that the one with the chainsaw? Not the Chainsaw Massacre. We all know these. But what is it? I can't. Maybe I saw it. I don't know.
They take some of the standard cliche bits you see in a lot of movies, even like Friday 13th and Freddy and things like that. Dead. Yeah, and they twist it a little bit, and they kind of explain why, if the two lovers go off and do whatever and they get killed, it kind of explains why that happens. So you see all these different versions of these cliches, but it's a little bit different. And then at the end, of course, they reveal why this is all happening.
You give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs up, yeah.
Thumbs up?
It's a good movie.
Well, Thor was in it, wasn't he? The guy played Thor.
Then I did see it.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
I love Thor. I remember seeing him. So then I remember that. But I did not see the whole thing, so I don't know what I was doing. So.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Well, that's he had something to do with it. So.
He wrote it.
He wrote it? Okay.
Hear that music on the air. Listen to your favorite pair. Sing a song or dance for you in this televised review. Each a movie king or queen enthroned upon the silver screen. Now watch that escapade in Hollywood on parade, for Hollywood is on parade.
You've just heard Harold Grayson and his orchestra playing Hollywood on Parade by special permission of the copyright owners. And I might say, believe it or not, by special permission of Mr. Ripley. The lyrics for this song were written by Clara Bow, by special permission of her husband, Rex Bell. This is Stuart Irwin announcing, by special permission of Mrs. Irwin, June Collier, to you. I now take great pleasure in presenting that scintillating star of screen and radio, Mr. Bing Crosby, by special, extra special permission of his broker.
Pardon this interruption, but I see a friend of mine out here watching this broadcast, George Burns of Burns & Allen. I'd like to have you meet him. Come on, George. What goes?
How are you?
Glad to see you.
Glad to see you.
What goes?
Looking good.
Say, I'm taking a death you come out to be in that big picture.
You mean a big broadcast?
Yeah, slight plug.
Yeah, got it in.
You know, George, I've wanted to tell you for a long time. I've seen you on the screen, heard you over the air, and worked with you in the theater. I really think that you have one of the finest acts in show business.
Well, thanks very much.
I mean that sincerely.
Thanks. I certainly wish I could say something nice about you.
Well, you could if you were as big a liar as I am.
I'll see you later, Bing.
Just a minute. I was wondering, George, you know the young lady in your act, Miss Allen?
Gracie?
Yeah.
Sure.
She's delightful.
You like her?
I think she's a charming girl.
I like her myself.
She's a beautiful girl, too.
I think so.
I was wondering if you could fix it up for me to meet Miss Allen.
Now, do you like our act, or do you like Miss Allen?
Well, I likes the act, and I likes Miss Allen.
Sort of likes everything.
Yeah, with me it's likes.
I see. Well, I'll have you meet Miss Allen. Gracie, come here. This is Gracie Allen, and
Oh, Morton Downey.
No, Rudy Valley.
Gracie, that's Bing Crosby.
Oh, well, now, if you're going to change your name, nobody will know you.
I'm glad to see you.
Thank you.
Having a nice time in California.
Oh, yes.
Getting around a lot the spots?
Oh, no, I'm not getting around very much.
Is that so? Well, I was wondering, do you ever wonder?
Well, sure, I wandered through the fields picking poppies a lot of times.
No. I mean, I was wondering if you'd like to go out with me.
Well, why should you be an exception?
Oh, Gracie, I was wondering if if you'd like to go out with me.
Oh, I would, Ding. I'd love it.
You really would?
Yes.
Would you like to go out tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't make it tonight. I have an engagement.
Who with?
My husband.
You're married?
Oh, yes. Didn't you know?
No.
Oh, yes.
Who to?
To Mr. Burns. Oh, aren't you silly? Well, everybody in town knows I'm married, Ding. Isn't that funny?
Well, I did the best I could, Bing. Auf Wiedersehen. Oui, oui. Bye now. Goodbye.
Come, let us stroll down Lover's Lane, once more to sing love's old refrain. Soon we must say, Auf Wiedersehen, Auf Wiedersehen, my dear. Here in your arms I can't remain, so let me kiss you once again. Soon we must say, Auf Wiedersehen, Auf Wiedersehen, my dear. Your love will cling to me through the lonely daytime. Each night will bring to me the magic memory of Maytime. I know my heart won't beat again until the day we meet again. Sweetheart, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen, my dear.
Dankeschön. Not at all.
Perhaps you've often wondered if comedians of the screen are as funny in real life as they are in their productions. I think that can best be answered by showing you Olsen and Johnson in one of their off moments on the beach at Santa Monica, California. Come
Fine, girls. Now that's all for today. And you.
Mr. Olsen Johnson, can I take a sunbath?
Can you take a what?
Can I take a sunbath?
Sure, you can take a sunbath.
Oh, Uncle Ole, can I go and play with her?
Do you want to play?
I want to play too.
Well, what do you want to play?
I want to play house.
You want to play a house?
I want to play post office too.
You want the post office? Why? Post office is a kid's game.
It's what?
I say post office is a kid's game.
Not the way I play it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jack Sharkey and the invader Max Schmeling in a fight to a finish. Now remember, boys or girls, no hitting in the clinches.
Ouch! What's that for?
Well, you're Sharkey, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, that's to stop schmelling. Go! They're off!
Now, would you girls like to play post office?
No, I don't want to play post office with you.
She's the kind of a girl who would like to see Frankenstein twice. Would you like to play post office?
No, I want to play house.
You want to play house? Get down my cellar, then I'll play house with you. Get down my cellar.
Kidd.
Captain Kidd, that's me, yeah.
Well, what's going on?
You want to see something?
Do I want to see something?
Come on down, I'll show you some of my hidden treasures.
Your hidden treasures?
Here it is.
You mean here?
My hidden treasure.
Hidden treasure?
Oh, and is she gorgeous?
You got her all covered up?
Oh, is she beautiful?
You got her all buried here, all for yourself.
Wait till I dig her up out of her little grave.
Oh, I can hardly...
Say, can a woman have any privacy at all?
You're going to be a star.
All right.
Deep in the cavernous basement of this house is a strange, dimly lighted secret bat cave, hidden headquarters of Batman, America's #1 crime fighter. Batman and his two-fisted assistant Robin, the boy wonder. Wherever crime raises its ugly head to strike, Batman and Robin strike also. Columbia Pictures presents the incomparable Batman and Robin. See the famous serial that has amazed Bat fans around the world. 15 thrill-packed chapters. Playboy Bruce Wayne and his ward Dick Grayson are ready at a moment's notice to become the indomitable aces of courage. Batman and Robin. Going wherever danger leads them, taking superhuman risks against incredible odds. You'll gasp, you'll cheer as Batman and Robin battle for justice in the adventure of the century. These pulse-pounding episodes will rivet you to your seat. Don't fail to see Batman and Robin.
Crazy and nerve-tingling. Rock All Night turns an exposing spotlight on the hidden feelings of every face in the crowd. Like the little guy, tough, smart, too unafraid. The shy canary, willing to go a long way for real love. The gangster, who wants something that isn't love.
Hey, cutie, how come you're sitting all alone? Got stood up?
No.
Well, we can fix that right now.
And the brash blonde who wants to be noticed, even if she does get hurt. we get home, I'm going to kick a couple of your teeth out. Then there's the bartender who thinks like a reporter. And a reporter who wishes he was a bartender. And a frightened man with a gun, taking you on an adventure that'll really make you rock all night.
All right, we'll use the tear gas. Now, there's a lot of people in here, because if you use tear gas, I'll kill them. You hear? I'll kill them!
Greg Land from Marvel Comics will join me at the Cape Comic Con. Come see us for an exclusive print of me, Misty Brew, at Cape Comic Con.
Don't go away.
This is Todd Lauren. Welcome to reality.
What could be more rock and roll than comic books?
They're part of the same underground, weirdo, nut job subculture.
Todd Lauren, First Amendment advocate or lying sack of shit.
He was a defender of the First Amendment because it was the thing he believed in more than anything else in the world.
The rock and roll comics was entirely Todd's idea.
It was an idea that no one actually had ever done.
We do real stories about real people.
But what revolutionary comics is not is authorized.
Guns N' Roses and New Kids on the Block have taken legal action to block revolutionaries' comic book bios.
He was sued all the time.
He was not afraid to get up there and rub their nose in.
He was just a dislikable fellow.
He's a lovely guy.
Had he not been murdered, he probably could have been one of the great men of the 21st century.
Play a 9. Oh, I did. Play a 9 just with the resurrection of the dead. Electra shot was attending the suicide thing for the recent dead. Oh, that's so cool. Well, how successful has it been? We successfully risen up 2 so far. 2. Good.
There's some dairy goods also later.
Would that be my spider sense returning?
What's that? He's back.
Way to go. Don't let those overgrown tin men keep you down.
What?
Just too many of the big guys for you, buddy.
What? Hold on tight.
Can Spidey handle the Sentinel's blast?
Whoa.
Grab a copy of this month's Spider-Man. Marvel Comics, it's mayhem for your mind.
Somewhere in the heart of this city, in a small shop closing for the night, a robbery is in progress. But help is on the way.
Mind if I drop in?
John Ritter, is Steve Nichols,
How about that?
hero at large.
Who are you, J. Edgar Hoover?
I'm Captain Avenger.
Such a nice boy.
He can't fly.
Tomorrow I'm leaping over a tall building at a single bound.
Wrong guy.
I'm expanding.
He can't bend steel.
I'm in big trouble.
Fighting crime is a dirty business.
But when there's danger, he can't turn away.
You're a crazy man who dresses up in a comic book suit and goes around doing good deeds.
Hold it right there. Don't make another move. If they're going to use real bullets, I think I'll retire.
He's loved by women.
I'm not always this easy.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
Cheered by men.
They want their superhero and all he stands for to hold on to.
And worshipped by children.
Captain Avenger.
Yes, sir.
Let's see you fly.
A hero's work is never done.
He's nutty, but noble.
I'm counting to 3, Milo. Who the hell is that? This is Robert Redford.
He's dizzy, but dedicated.
People putting themselves on the line for other people. That's what being a hero is.
But he's really just an actor who got carried away with a role.
It's just like any other part. You gotta really get into it. Captain Avenger.
Who sends you out on these missions anyway? Your agent?
I took a third-rate movie, made it the biggest hit of the year with a simple gimmick. Captain Avenger comes to your neighborhood.
Authorities are still wondering who the man in the red, blue, and yellow costume with a large A on his chest really is.
It's me, Steve Nichols.
All he knows about heroes is that people need one.
Yeah, I heard it a couple of times.
All he could do was make himself hero at large.
Well, I think it's really terrific.
John Ritter, Ann Archer, Bert Convy, and Kevin McCarthy. Hero at large. At last, help is on the way.
Presents Moments with Great American Heroes.
Sure, I'll level with you. I've lost a step.
I can't even make it around the world in 2 seconds anymore.
I'm not gonna kid you. I need a boost.
The chewy nougat caramel and tons of roasted peanuts and a Baby Ruth is what I need to get me to hyperspeed.
Without that extra energy,
I barely cracked the sound barrier. Excuse me.
I had to stop a volcano from destroying Hawaii. Any calls while I was gone?
Baby Ruth from Nestle. This baby gets you going.
Street shared that.
Dr. Lawrence, Barry Allen.
It's a Soviet prototype deep sea suit. The project was abandoned months ago, so I borrowed it.
Remember me?
Well, listen, my skin isn't affected by speed. Do I really need to wear this thing?
Well, as your clothes keep falling apart, it's either this or you can run buck naked.
Oh, thank you. I'll be there in a flash.
The Flash. Sponsored by Mountain Grown Folgers Coffee. Folgers, the best part of waking up.
Thousands of comic book fans spent the weekend in Cape Girardeau meeting celebrities and adding to their collections.
This was the scene at the 10th annual Comic-Con at the Osage Center. Organizer Ken Murphy says this year's event set a record with 2,800 people coming through over the course of 3 days. There were vendors on hand as well as celebrity panel discussions, costume contests, and a chance for visitors to show off their artwork. Podcaster Greg Mahachko traveled 2 hours from Salem to be a part of the event.
I came down here really as a podcaster to visit with creators. That's what I'm all about on my show, and to meet the fans. And so what I've been doing is just walking around and talking with people, you know, some of the vendors who are here, the artists, the creators, the writers, and just been really enjoying my time here visiting with people about a medium, about a genre that I really enjoy.
An artist from Marvel created this special comic book exclusively for the show. Organizers are already gearing up for next year.
Yo. Yo.
It is great to see you, human creatures. See you next time.